Hey everybody, welcome back to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
Hi.
Hi.
With me again is Mason and Rachel, our official disclaimer, and our official does not want any part of this at all person. So, we will now begin Chapter 7, Wheat and Chaff. But before so, last time we learned about all the various hats at Hogwarts. We learned that Slytherin hat is not that bad, actually. We learned that Hufflepuff are all hippies, and we learned that Ravenclaw is all dicks.
So you're up to speed.
And then we learned that Harry is in fact the true hat of Gryffindor. So until then, let us continue on reading here. We'll begin with, as usual, with our author's note. Hello, friends. Phew, this chapter took longer to write than I'd thought it would. There is so much to be done here at Fort Parsons. Some days I don't think I'll ever get caught up. But now that the little ones are sound asleep, I'm finally getting around to putting the finishing touches on this little chapter. I apologize for the delay. Now, there have been quite a few questions coming in, and I thought I should take the time to address a few, since I don't have the time to reply individually. First of all, to all the mommies who've expressed their appreciation of this little story of mine, thank you. Your support keeps me writing. Remember, though, the glory is not mine, It, she doesn't even want to take credit for this. It is the work of a greater cause, and the people who have called me names, a Bible-believing Christian is like a big, ugly monster who lives under a bridge.
They're trolling you.
That's not what it is.
I'm gonna try reading that one again. I may have messed that up. And the people who call me names, a Bible-believing Christian is like a big, ugly monster who lives under a bridge, and wanting everyone to do the right thing and go to heaven makes one a so-called bigot.
Bigot.
Well, that's this modern world for you. And finally, to the people who say that I am spreading hate, take a look at some of the comments posted here, saying that I am a terrible writer and a terrible mother whose children will hate me one day. Who
You're just a terrible writer.
is the one
that's
spreading hate
all she
here?
is. She's just a terrible writer.
Because I don't think it's me.
Her heart's in the right place.
I don't think it is.
She wants her kids to be wholesome, but this is not how you go about it.
I'll reserve judgment until the end. Alright, here we go. Chapter 7, Wheat and Chaff. The great hall burst into applause as a red and yellow baseball cap with a lion embroidered on the front appeared on Harry's head. He hopped deftly off the table and landed on his little feet. He could feel the love of the Lord surging through him, and he knew he had made the right decision. He was even more sure of his decision when Hermione dashed across the cafeteria to give him a big, spontaneous hug. Scandal! She too was sporting a red and yellow baseball cap, although her cap had a kitten on it instead of a lion.
Aw, that's cute.
Fucking sexist. I want the kitten.
It's cute, but
I want a kitten, damn it!
Yeah, get one.
I'm so happy, Harry, she cried gladly, delicate tears streaming down her face.
I don't know why, but I just saw, whenever you read that, I saw like Hermione with her teeth clenched and go, "I'm so happy, Harry."
Who's home?
When I saw you eating with that family, I was so scared. I thought you might have become a Slytherin. Never worry about that, Harry declared boldly and bravely. I am a Gryffindor, now and forever. Well chosen, Dumbledore declared approvingly as he took long, energetic strides to cross the crowded, noisy room. Welcome to the Gryffindor hat, Harry. The fact that they keep calling it a hat just...
Well, I will give this story brownie points. It has hats.
Hey, if I had known about that, I could have gotten you on board a whole lot sooner. Harry beamed happily. Truly, he had been blessed. As he sat down to finish his breakfast, and he was still glowing from joy, he sat back next to Ronald. Will you still be my friend, even though you are of a different hat? Ronald asked timidly. Of course, Harry declared generously, and he began to eat his eggs. He had expected his eggs to be cold by now, what with all the hullabaloo, but lo and behold, they were still piping hot. He would not pretend that Ronald believed about worshipping the dead, but he could still offer the young boy friendship in the spirit of Matthew 2:16 through 17. Wait a minute, I think we went off in a random direction here.
I think we did.
He would not pretend that what Ronald believed about worshipping the dead.
What? He never said anything about worshipping the dead.
Yeah, he was worshipping the idol
Oh my god.
of Cthulhu. What's the problem? He would not pretend that Ronald believed about worshipping the dead. I don't know what the I think we skipped a line somewhere. Our Grace Ann here skipped a line.
I think the writer had a stroke.
Suddenly, the animator suffered a fatal heart attack. That's what happened that's what happens at the end of My Immortal.
Hey,
Oh,
hey guys.
God. Yeah, you guys.
Oh, this is a really short chapter. Thank you, Harry, Ronald uttered happily. He might have been sporting a black... What is that sound?
I don't know.
I keep hearing like something like scratching their mic.
I ain't doing it.
Rachel? You know what? I'm willing to bet that's her unplugging her mic and plugging it back
Wait,
in.
what?
Every time you unplug your mic and plug it back in, we hear it on the recording.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Alright, so let's just finish up this chapter then. Thank you, Harry, Ronald uttered happily. He may have been sporting a green and black hat with a snake on it, which testified to his Slytherin beliefs, but he could recognize Harry's pure-hearted godliness, generosity, humility, and innocent goodness. He looked around at his siblings, all of them wearing hats identical to his, and wondered why none of them were like that. Oh, Ron's having doubts of his Slytherin beliefs. We'll just pause there. You gotta go?
No. No.
Was someone praying to God? It seemed a perfectly logical question.
No.
Okay.
Our dog has big feet and he stepped on Mom, so.
Oh!
Well, pray the dog away.
Oh God, I'm crying. Why would you do that?
Okay. We'll just finish up here then.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Oh, where were we? Okay. Harry's pure-hearted godliness, generosity.
Mom, worship somewhere else.
Just go to the kitchen yourself. Just walk.
I can't breathe. Oh God.
Every chapter just ends us completely dissolving in giggles. Oh, God.
Oh, this is my mom's fault. Oh, actually, technically, it started with the dog, so it's his fault.
Hey, dog spelled backwards is God, so.
Still, then it's God's fault.
I'm just saying. That makes no sense to me. Okay,
And dog
where the hell
has-
was I?
And dog,
Okay.
and dog has 3 letters in its name.
Okay, Harry's pure-hearted godliness, generosity, humility, and innocent goodness. He looked around at his siblings, all of them wearing identical hats to his, semicolon, and he wondered why none of them were like that. Attention students, Reverend Dumbledore announced authoritatively as he hopped onto the stage, semicolon, and he held the microphone by his mouth. Congratulations on picking your hats, he continued kindly. I am sure you have all chosen wisely. Is this the Last Crusade all of a sudden? Harry hummed to himself. Hummed to himself. He knew that the Reverend meant well, semicolon. But was it really doing the members of the other hats much good to tell them that everything was the same when it wasn't? Wouldn't they all be happier if they knew to read the Bible and take it seriously? Dumbledore thought he was making everyone happy, semicolon, and perhaps he was in the short run, semicolon, but in the long run, comma, Harry worried that he was doing more harm than good. Harry did not say anything, semicolon, because he was new to the flock, and he didn't feel confident in his connection with the Lord. But sometimes it takes newcomers to point out the flaws we don't see in our own communities. The Reverend clapped his hands against one another, semicolon, and he spoke enthusiastically. Now you will be sharing most of your classes with other members of your hat, semicolon, so it would be good for you to get to know them now. Ravenclaw hats, please gather around Mr. Moody.
Mr.
Okay.
Who?
Mr. Moody.
I reiterate my last question. Who?
Okay. Do you remember the crazy guy with the weird eye?
The dude who turned
Oh,
into
him.
David Tennant?
Yeah, I know.
I guess that makes sense.
That's
Doctor
Moody.
Who and all.
I didn't pay attention to the
Alistair
the
Moody. God, you don't know Harry Potter, Mason. Shame on you.
I know the first 2.
Harry.
Why am I your friend?
Why are any of us friends with you, Mason?
That is hurtful.
I love you, Mason.
God
Sure you
hates
do.
you, though. Just letting that be out there. Hufflepuff hats, please gather around Mr. Sprout.
Mister.
Apparently there was a sex change going on here. Slytherin hats, please gather... What in the blueberry fuck?
Who is it?
Slytherin hats, please gather around Mr. Finnegan. And Gryffindor hats, please gather around Mr. Snape.
What?
Now, at the
No.
beginning of the breakfast meal,
Yeah.
Harry noticed a tall, mysterious-looking man with long, dark hair and gaunt, enigmatic features.
My
He was
God.
dressed stylishly in a crisp, black suit, semicolon, and his tie made a shock of red on an otherwise totally black outfit. The dark hair on his pale chest was neatly trimmed, but still noticeably thick, and he wore elegant black leather shoes on both of his feet. And God, you specified both.
Reread that.
I'm almost done. It was now that he noticed that on the table that the man was sitting at was a placard that said on it, Mr. Snape. Harry followed the other brave young children wearing Gryffindor hats. Author's note, blessing.
Sunshine.
Okay, so let's try to get our...
First of all, hold on for 1 second.
More mariachi band!
Ole.
Okay, I'm back.
Right on schedule.
Indeed, just in time. Okay, so let's get that good mental image here of Mr. Snape. Okay, so here's what we got. Harry noticed a tall, mysterious-looking man with long, dark hair and gaunt, enigmatic features. I believe I'm saying that correctly. He was dressed stylishly in a crisp black suit, and his tie made a shock of red on an otherwise totally black outfit. The dark hair on his pale chest was neatly trimmed, but still noticeably thick.
How would that show if he's wearing a suit?
And he wore elegant black leather shoes on both of his feet. So this guy is dressed in long, flowing, dark hair. He's got long, black, raven locks, silky smooth. He's got enigmatic chestnut features. He's tall and mysterious, and
It sounds like he's Fabio.
And he's wearing a black suit with a tie. Okay, so he's wearing a black suit that is open at the top, and a tie, I guess, just hanging loosely around his neck?
I guess.
This guy's a party animal.
That's the only way I could fathom that this chest hair is showing.
Okay, so...
This guy's Satan.
So, yeah, he's Fabio. He's Fabio.
Fabio.
Calling it. He's Satan.
Okay, so do we have any other remarks about that chapter, then?
Nope.
I think that was pretty much it. And apparently Ronald Weasley worships the dead. Let's not forget that.
Ronald Reese.
Ronald Weasley.
Hey, let's not forget that the whole yelling your prayers was demonstrated wonderfully by my mother.
Oh, and don't forget to add God's job, egg warmer. So that puts us at taxi. Oh, is it taxi? Cook. I'm losing track now. You guys gotta help me.
Taxi, cook, doorman, manservant,
GPS.
Did we get cook?
Yeah.
GPS, cook, egg warmer, and stylist. He got Harry the hat.
No, he's a heating plate or a hot plate.
Hot plate, and seamstress.
A seamstress?
Yep.
Would it be a seamster?
Nah. Hey, we already sex changed one character here.
Yeah.
Poor Professor Sprout. What have they
Mr.
done
Sprout.
to you?
It's not Professor, it's just Mr. Sprout.
What have they done to you?
And on that note, we will hope you have enjoyed this reading of Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. I hope you will join us again for the next chapter. Until then, catch you later, everybody.
Bye.
Catch you later, babes. Sorry.
Oh, behave. Hi there everybody, your friendly narrator here again. If you liked this video, why don't you go ahead and leave a comment below or click that like button to let us know. If you have a story you'd like to hear us read on the show, we'd love to hear about it, but there are a few rules about what we can and cannot read on the show. Firstly, we will not read anything containing explicitly violent or sexual content. This means no porn or torture fics will be read on this show at any time. We will also not be reading any My Little Pony or Homestuck fanfiction, mostly because I do not know what Homestuck is. Anything outside of those 4 stipulations will at least be taken into consideration, so send us a link via YouTube Messenger, or send us an email at MysterySkypeFanFiction@gmail.com. We are always looking for shorter, completed fanfictions, so those will have a much better chance of being read, so bring on those one-shots. We are especially looking for content from fandoms we have not had on the show yet, and the crazier the concepts, the better. From all of us here at Mystery Skype Fanfiction Theater, thank you for listening. Hufflepuff hats, please gather around Mr. Sprout.
Mr.